Hello everybody, Megan here. I'm just here to do my November 2014 wrap-up. I read a total of, I think it was 9 books this month. I unfortunately did not get to my TBR picks. The Disney one got a little embarrassing to read on the bus because it's Disney, and so people thought I would be reading like a children's book, and that's a little embarrassing, but I am going to read it. I'm definitely going to finish it. I'm not going to let that stop me. But in the meantime, I got distracted by a bunch of other books. And as for the George Orwell, well, stuff happened to that. Twice it got hit with water. The first time wasn't so bad. The second time, and I was not enjoying it either. And so I'm almost wondering if that was God trying to tell me something. That I'm not supposed to finish this right now. So what I've done is I've taken this one and the Disney one, and I put them back in my TBR jar, and I will finish them when I select them again. I'm just going to do that. Okay, so let's move on. The first book that I finished, because I started it towards the end of October, but I finished it on November 1st, I think, was Lunch in Paris, A Love Story with Recipes by Elizabeth Bard. I gave this 3 stars on Goodreads. I really enjoyed it, but I remember that I found fault with the fact that this was supposed to be a love story, but she hardly ever talked about her relationship, and when she did, there was no imperfections about it. She never talked negatively about her man. He had no flaws, and any other problem that they had, she always related it back to her, and I found that totally unrealistic. I mean, if there's problems in a relationship, both people are involved somehow, but nobody is perfect. But she makes him out to be perfect. She also complains a lot about everything about her situation. The woman is in Paris, and she knows that, and she does seem quite grateful for that, but she just complains a lot, you'll find. But, however, I do recommend this if you're somebody who loves reading memoirs about Paris like I do. And this one is quite unique because it has some really great looking recipes that I'm planning on trying in here. And she relates it back to whatever incident she's just told us about. And that's pretty cool too. So the next book that I read was To Stand on My Own, The Polio Epidemic Diary of Noreen Robertson by Barbara Haworth Attard. I'm never going to be able to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'll have to look it up someday. I give this 5 stars on Goodreads. This is a historical standalone fiction based in Saskatchewan, 1937, where this girl has polio. It was really, really good. I loved it. I know I read it years ago, but I completely forgot what it was about. And since I've got my Dear Canada collection again, I think I selected this actually from my TBR jar. Yeah, I did. But anyway, it was really, really good. I highly recommend this. The next book that I read was Illusions of Fate by Kirsten White. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. I wasn't 100% happy with it. I mean, it just seemed very rushed. And it's a decently length book. It's fairly short, whatever. But there was stuff that I can't really talk about because I'd be spoiling. But just stuff that bothered me, stuff that seemed too forced, too quick. Like, where did that come from? Like, it just seemed to be pulled out of a hat like a rabbit at times. If you read this, you'll know what I mean. But anyway, I still thought it was really good, and I still think that the cover is absolutely stunning. I think I'll put my Goodreads link on this video in case you want to look at any of the books, my reviews for them more closely. I didn't write full-length reviews for all of them, but for some of them, I wrote some pretty long reviews. It depended on my day, the kind of day I was having. Okay, the next book I have is Walt Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, An Art in Its Making by, I don't know, there was an editor, I guess. So this I gave 4 stars on Goodreads. I felt that there was so many pictures and not enough text. They could have, but that being said, this, for a little book, I found this very informative, and I learned a bunch of new stuff about the making of the film that I didn't know before, so that was great. The next 2 books that I read were highly anticipated for me since the summertime, and they are The Assassin's Curse and the Pirate's Wish by Cassandra Rose Clark. I love these so, so much. They were so good. I definitely recommend that you read these. Pick these up now because, like I said in previous videos, they are out of print. And so you need to grab them before they just become so rare that you can only find them on libraries. I think I mentioned that literally in my last video. But anyway, I really don't want anybody to miss out on these really great books. The covers are stunning. The story is wonderful. The characters are awesome. And the romance is just wonderful. Like, slow burning, just awesome, just great. I'd never read pirates before, or like any books about pirates or assassins or anything, and so this was a great like turn for me. I'm so interested now. I want to kind of find more literature like this because I really enjoyed these, so definitely recommend them. The next book that I read was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I gave this 5 stars, no question, because it was so great. I said on Goodreads that my one regret is that it took me so long to get to it because I just found it so, so wonderful. Oh, I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the descriptions of food. I loved the magicalness of it. I'm so anxious to read The Hobbit now. Or no, what am I saying? I'm so anxious to read Lord of the Rings. I think this was amazing. The second last book that I have here is Farmer Boy by Laura Ingalls Wilder. This I just decided to pick up because I had heard from my Aunt Cindy that this has even more intense descriptions of food than in Little House in the Big Woods, and I didn't quite believe her. And I had read this years ago, and I didn't remember any actually, I didn't remember anything about it. And that was a great thing because I read this, and it was dangerous to read this on an empty stomach because I just so much food, so many wonderful food descriptions. So thank you, Aunt Cindy. You were absolutely right. I don't plan on reading this again until I collect every single book in like the Charlotte, Caroline, Laura, Rose, Martha years. Once I collect all of those, I'm going to marathon the entire collection. I don't know how many books that is. It's like 30 or something crazy like that. But yes, this was really good. I recommend this for a quick creative children's read, just really charming and stuff. I gave it 5 stars if I didn't say that before. And the last book that I read this month was No Safe Harbor, The Halifax Explosion Diary of Charlotte Blackburn by Julie Lawson. This was really good. Heavy at times. Like, there'd be times I was reading it at work and I wanted to cry and couldn't because I was at work and it would be embarrassing. But yeah, this is very true to life. Obviously, I was never at the explosion, but this was really, it was great to get a perspective on it. I did read, I don't know if his name's Hugh McClenaghan, his novel called Barometer Rising, which is also about the explosion. That one was really heartbreaking as well. But this one, since it's told from the perspective of such a young person, yeah, intense. Probably the most intense and dark of all the Dear Cameron diaries, and well, it would be considering the situation. But I would definitely read this if you like historical fiction. I know I said that about the polio diary. I mean, I just recommend these diaries to anybody because they're so good. But yes, those are all the books that I've read this month. Thank you so much for watching. What books have you read this past month? What do you think of the books that I read? Please let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I shall see you guys tomorrow, I think, with my very exciting December TBR. I am so excited because it's freaking Christmas break coming up soon, and then I'll be able to read all the books I want, and I have got a pile. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.